Welcome, Sagittarius. This is your weekly focus for February the 26th through to March the 3rd, 2024. I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Let's dive into the cards, shall we? Okay, our underlining energy, Sag, is the Four of Pentacles. You're holding on to something that just doesn't benefit you. Let it go. This is the week of letting it go. You might even feel like you're already doing that in some way. You're already starting to purge. You're starting to maybe get rid of the clutter. You're trying to, separate the things of value with the things that don't do anything. It doesn't support you. It doesn't move you forward. It doesn't even give you peace, harmony, joy anymore. And maybe there's some things that we need to change in our routines and our behaviors. Maybe we don't want to do that. Maybe we're having a hard time getting out of the rut and changing into maybe a different kind of routine. Holding on to the what had to work because of the environment. I think your environment is changing or has changed in some way where you need to redesign something that works for you. And maybe even apply a little bit of self-discipline to put it into actually working for you. It's like being the master of your day. And in order to be the master of your day, you need to let go of some things in order to walk forward in the way that you need to walk forward. We have for our first card, the Emperor. So this is about making the plan. This is about the strategy. This is about looking at where you want to go and how you're going to get there, one step at a time. What's working for you? What isn't? Because the Emperor wouldn't waste his time on what isn't. He'd throw that into the trash and he'd work on what is. And then he would try to diversify. He would try and grow it bigger, grow it stronger, grow it mightier. And if he doesn't know the answers, if he doesn't have the right resources, if he doesn't have the talent or ability, he goes in search of it. And he brings somebody else into the fold. Your intuition is so strong this week, starting with this card. It's following your gut, going with the flow, seeing where it takes you. You're also the diplomat, so it's a good week for you to negotiate things. He doesn't wish, he doesn't hope. He sees it in his mind, and then he expects it to show up as is or better. Our next card is the Strength card. You're the only one so far to get the Strength card. So it's about seeing your strength, understanding your courage, building your confidence level in yourself and maybe in humanity, maybe in the world around you. I would think building your own personal strength here is what's called for. Your own personal courage to maybe stand alone, stand independently, and take a risk on yourself. This is a time to walk with integrity. Okay, if you try and undermine, cheat, take the shortcut, it'll come back to haunt you. So this, the fastest way is the longest way, so to speak, and to have a determination, and I know you've had to have a determination and a perseverance for some time now. So I think you're kind of used to that. I think I'm preaching to the choir here. And we have the Queen of Wands. Something happens this week, something to raise your enthusiasm, something to get you going, something to, you get a little bit of information, you get a gray kind of outline, right? It's just bullet points really, but it's enough to get you started, and that builds a momentum within you, and you start moving towards something. Just naturally you start moving towards this goal, this dream, this vision of your tomorrow. You've got your sights set on something, and I think it's one thing in particular over a bunch of things. Let's get a card for those three cards, bring it all together with the Seven of Clubs. This is doing things with a healthy ego. This is standing in your truth, but allowing yourself to say, I didn't know that. I need more information. Don't let pride get in the way here this week. That will definitely work against you. It's about standing in your truth, your morals, standing your ground. So that really goes with, well, with all the cards, really, what I was talking about. Okay, work and career. Three of Swords. It's time to heal. It's time to heal from something that is holding you back from really stepping into the wealth, the prosperity, the title. There's something that you haven't healed from yet. It doesn't have to be work related. I mean, it could be work related, but it doesn't have to be work related. But it's something that you've maybe not forgiven yourself for. Okay, maybe there was a poetry contest in grade 7. Okay, and it was like going to be across the country, and each province could have so many submissions, and your teacher looked at your rough work and said, "Oh, that's beautiful." And then for some reason you didn't get around to doing it, and you worked hard that night, so you chose your shorter poems so that you could submit your 10 poems, your poetry book that you were supposed to do 10 poems on, and you didn't win. And your teacher came up after and berated you. Like, why did you use those poems when you had these ones to work with? Why would you do that? Why would you sell yourself short? And so you always, maybe you sell yourself short now so that nobody can come up to you after and say it. Like, you already know that you did that. You know that you could have done better, but you don't. You hold back because nobody's ever going to come to you and say that to you again. It's that kind of energy here. There's something preventing you from actually going forward, and it doesn't necessarily have to be work related to actually put a barrier, a limitation in place. So, go within, try and understand, you know and things will pop into your head that you haven't thought about in years, but your subconscious remembers, and your conscious leans on your subconscious to give it some guidance. So it says, "Oh yeah, we've got this problem. We don't want to go there. We don't want to do a really good job. Let's wait till like the day before the deadline to get going on that one." We want it to be a little sloppy, so we don't have to really put our attention there. And this is how our brain works. So we have to come up with a new paradigm for ourselves, a new story, a new script. So I wake up in the morning and I do this, and write it out. Write it out what your ideal self would do on an ideal day when it comes to work, when it comes to career, when it comes to creating prosperity and financial wealth in your life. The Nine of Clubs. You're ready for this journey. You have been preparing your whole life for this journey. And maybe it doesn't seem like that. Maybe you did a little bit of this and a little bit of that and some of this over there, and it doesn't really blend together, but it will. And you'll see how it will. This is like I kind of see like the investigator looking. What was that cartoon, right? Where in the magnifying glass there was a big exclamation mark, like the aha moment, the epiphany. We see it all so clearly now. And I think that's what you're kind of going through when it comes to work and career and developing yourself and really going forward. I think there's some kind of stumbling block that for some reason this week you're going to become aware of if you put the energy in. We all have free will. You can ignore me if you want, But it would be best for you to uncover this, because once you uncover it, once you realize that that was just their opinion and they didn't know maybe the circumstances, maybe you were going through a hard time, maybe your boyfriend, your first love, crushed your heart that week, and so you couldn't put your time or energy into it. Maybe the family was dragging you all over the place for whatever reason, and so you couldn't really do your homework in the way that you wanted to do it. Like there was mitigating factors that weren't played into what they told you about who you were. And once you understand that, you take away that power and you unleash this magnificence in you, something that has held you back. Maybe it's about money. Maybe, your parents always said, you can't trust people with money. Don't trust them. And so you want to be a trustful person. So, subconsciously you think, well, I don't want to get too much money because I don't want that to go in me, because I want to be trusted. I trust people. I want them to be able to trust me back. So I can't get too rich. Maybe somebody told you that, makes you so special that you're going to rock this world doing that. Get a grip. They're hiring at the factory. Good pay. Line work. You've been training your whole life for this moment. See what else we got here. We got the 9 of Michael. Your worry is unnecessary. Focus on your thoughts on the outcome you desire. Release feelings of regret, guilt, worry to your angels. Once again, release that regret. Release that guilt. Release that worry. To give it up to God, Let go and let God. Give it to your angels, the universe, your higher self. Your worry is unnecessary. Okay, just be you. Just stand up and be counted, be seen. I think that is what this energy is calling you to do. To see what you want to bring into your world and then go after it. Go after it with a vengeance. Because this kind of energy you can. And you can be a very strong success going forward if you want. Focus on the thoughts of the outcome you desire. Manifest it in your mind. For love and relationships, we have the 5 of Pentacles. Maybe you've given up on love. It's just like, nobody's coming. Don't throw in the towel, okay? We are a species that needs companionship, even when we think that we are independent enough to survive without it. Okay, it's coming. Maybe, just maybe, they are going through some stuff. And until they go through their stuff, they can't meet you. Have you ever thought of that? That it's not because the holdup is you, you've done the work, but we're still waiting on them to do their work. You sit on the threshold of the door of abundance. And since this is love, true love, happiness, everything that you desire within a relationship. Maybe your relationship isn't working as well as and you're thinking, this isn't what I signed up for. Well, maybe it won't work out. I'm one to say to fight for it, to go through the bumps. That's what makes you strong. That's what really brings a relationship together, by struggling together, by leaning on each other. Let's get some more information with that one. We've got the 6 of Hearts. Well, the 6 of Hearts is about love. This could be somebody from the past coming in, or maybe it's a past relationship. You've got all this work this week. My goodness. Nobody else does. Well, actually, they do, actually, so I can't really say that. But it's a lot about, the dark night of the soul kind of energy here for you. It's really understanding what you truly want, and then understanding that you are more than deserving and capable of going after whatever you want, to fall in love with yourself, to fall in love with your dreams, your desires, and to allow your heart to be open to love. That may be the reason is because you're holding something back, or there was a scar from a past relationship, or you kind of got into a rut with each other and you didn't keep growing, you didn't keep expanding. There may have to be behaviors that have to change. There may be habits that have to change. If you're used to one person being in one room, the other person being in the other room, and you don't interact, it's time to say no. You're not allowed in your room until it's bedtime, because we're going to set the main room and we're going to communicate and we're going to talk. We're going to have some healthy dialogue. We're going to get to know each other all over again. We're going to go out and do some exciting things together. I get you kind of talkative still this week, but not as talkative as last week. I think you were very talkative last week compared to this week, but still your voice is strong. You want to communicate. You want to be heard. You want transformation to come into your life. You want happiness and joy. And I think you're going to see a lot of places where happiness and joy can come into your life quite easily, including in love, because this is about opening up your heart. This is about being ready for it. This is about preparing the way for it. Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Yeah, it's about bringing in the joy and the happiness and the celebration, and that's what's going to bring the love to you. So whether it's in an existing relationship or it's a new relationship, it doesn't really matter, because it's all dependent on how big your heart is and how open it is to receiving love, to being vulnerable enough to be open to showing a more sensitive side to yourself, or a part that you've always sheltered, is what I'm hearing. A part of you that you've always sheltered. We're going to get one more card here. And we've got flirt. Extend your lightheartedness energy to others. So we've got the fun, we got the happiness, we got the joy, right? All we have to do is fill ourselves with a little bit of enthusiasm, a little bit of happiness, a little bit of joy. But I think those things come out of the woodwork at us. Things fall in our presence to make us happier, to give us that hope, that determination, that faith that things are getting better. Okay, so here we are. It's about flirting. It's about, letting in a little bit of romance, a little bit of softness, a little bit of fun, right? Okay, let's move on here to our spirituality, and we have the Eight of Pentacles. For those of you that are in, in the psychic world, you have psychic abilities. Well, we all have those, but whether or not you're utilizing them right now, you're kind of raising the bar on yourself. You want to take it to the next level. So you might go enroll yourself in some kind of teaching or workshop, or maybe it's a group, a meditation group or a psychic group that meet on occasion, and kind of infusing yourself into those avenues. Maybe it's reading, learning, taking a course. There's courses now where there was never courses. I had to learn this all the hard way. Right now, you got a choice of 150 courses out there to take. This is about seeing yourself doing better than you already are. Okay, seeing yourself exposed to the magic is what I'm hearing. Seeing yourself exposed to the magic of what can be in your life if you allow it to be, if you allow it entrance into your world. Okay, there's some kind of little blockage here that you really have to get through, because it affects every part of your life. There's some kind of door that needs to be opened where there will have joy and happiness rushing through. That is seeing your worth, by the way, seeing your potential as well. Cards are flying all over the place. We have the King of Diamonds. So this is affirmations. This is about growing it in your mind. This is about seeing it happen in your mind and knowing that it's going to be a reality going forward. It's about a belief in that, but it's strong, it's grounded, it's tried and true kind of energy. It gives you a firm foundation. Yeah, it gives you a firm foundation. It is, to grow it in your mind, to see your celebration, to see that magic that you are about to step into, if you so choose to. See yourself stepping into it. Breathe it in. And it's not whimsical, is what I was trying to say. It's not fantasy driven. It's actually very mentally fact driven, logically driven. That if you decide to move forward in any part of your life or all parts of your life, it starts with you envisioning it. And that vision has merit. That vision has, there's a clarity or a perception. You're seeing it in a new way. You are observing yourself in a new way. And I would journal it, and I would be bringing that back up, every day this week. I'd say before you go to bed, just take about 5 minutes. 5 minutes to just see yourself stepping into your best life ever. And maybe it's not seeing your best life ever, but seeing what happens when you put your energy in this area and how it became a part of your best life ever. Does that make sense? We have the unicorn, invite in serendipity. Yeah, it's about, once again, it's about having that joy, infusing yourself with these joys, these giggles, these laughters, dancing in the rain at midnight underneath a full moon. We have the unicorn here. Hard to catch, hard to tame. So it's about letting out a little bit of our wild side and exploring the world, letting our inner child out to frolic and play. And take time to enjoy your moments completely. We're going to get another one here. It's new beginnings. Begin your new life. We have the phoenix rising out of the ashes, or that could be a dragon. I'm thinking either or, we would go with the phoenix rising out of the ashes since it's a rainbow bird. New beginnings. Begin your new life. Okay, so have you written the chapters? Do you see what you really want to step into? Is it drawing your enthusiasm? Is it drawing your drive, creating a momentum? Okay, you have a lot of like the Emperor and the Strength card together, so you are strong in how to go forward. There might be a little bit of the dark night of the soul that we have to work through here, and it's imperative that we do that just so that we can fling those gates wide open and walk through and find the paradise that we have been looking for all this time. Let's pick out one more card. And we have the Four of Wands. This could be a marriage proposal. Absolutely. This is about celebration of those little moments where you have success in your life. Don't wait just for the big moments, okay? Start celebrating things like making your bed, brushing your teeth. I mean, I know it sounds preposterous and it'll sound a little silly, which will make you giggle even more that you're even celebrating the fact that you brushed your teeth, because you do it every day without any kind of praise and you're just fine with that. But then it grows into the bigger things, right? And when we start complimenting ourselves on all that we do, we look for more ways to compliment ourselves. So it's kind of like a little rewiring of the brain there. But this could definitely be proposals. This could be new handshakes, new partnerships, new best friends coming into your life, new people to help you move forward. New people. I would say new people over anything. Okay, we may be changing our habits. We may be changing our behaviors. We definitely want the transformation. We are definitely talking about it still and wanting to bring it to life. It's beautiful energy for you. So until we meet again, remember, I do love you.